be a monster. With a little bit of everything. Hello, my lovely monsters. I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera. Final shape is here, and the future of Destiny is on the way. So I've returned with a prismatic build for the Titan. Let's get to it. Part 1. The weapon. We're using the new exotic auto rifle Khovostov 7G-0X. This classic weapon has returned to us, and it comes with the perk, The Right Choice. Every 7th bullet from this weapon deals additional damage and ricochets to nearby targets. When I saw the preview for this gun, I wasn't super excited about this perk, but now that I've got it in my grubby little loot-loving claws, I love it. It's oddly satisfying to bounce a shot between a couple of baddies. In the third column, we have Eyes Up, Guardian. Collecting orbs of power strengthens this weapon's next several ricochet shots, providing more damage and more bounces between targets. Now, I'm pretty sure the part about adding damage is incorrect, either it's bugged or the description is wrong, but it doesn't give you more damage. If you know more, feel free to comment down below. That being said, the perk is really fun, and it really buffs the amount of bounces when you shoot your ricochet shot. Finally, we have, in the fourth column, Shoot to Loot. Shooting an orb of power picks it up. Shooting an ammo break picks it up and automatically reloads all of your equipped weapons from reserve. The main synergy here is to pick up orbs from a distance and feed into our super bouncy shot, but don't underestimate the power of picking up ammo, especially in harder content. Part 2. The armor. We're rocking the exotic Titan gauntlets, Synthoceps. These come with the perk Biotic Enhancements. When you're surrounded, gain increased melee and super damage, as well as improved weapon handling and reload speed. All my fellow Titans know these bad boys right here. They make you punch real hard, and it buffs your super by 50% and your melee by 165, as of the time of this recording. And you know us Titans, we like punching stuff. A lot. Part 3. Class and mods. We're on the new Prismatic subclass. You can use whatever super you want, but I like Thunder Crash because it makes me feel like a badass. But whatever you choose, remember that when Synthoceps is procced, it gets buffed by 50%. For our class ability, I like Thruster because I prefer movement over a wall. By the way, be prepared to see this a lot in my future videos because I love Thruster. For our melee, we want Frenzy Blade because we get 3 melee charges and we have a source of darkness damage for building energy. For our grenade, we want Pulse Grenade for a source of light energy and jolting targets. For our aspects, first up is Knockout. Critically wounding a target or breaking their shield infuses your melee attacks with arc energy and increases your melee range and damage for a short time. Defeating targets with melee attacks makes you amplified and restores a portion of your health. Defeating more powerful combatants increases the amount of health restored. Knockout is one of the best Titan aspects in my opinion. It buffs your basic attacks by 100% and your charge melee by 50%. It's a great choice for fighting up close. So get in there and punch something in the face. The final aspect is Consecration. When sliding, activate your charge melee ability to launch a wave of solar energy forward, damaging and scorching targets in front of you as you leap into the air. While airborne, activate your charge melee again to slam to the ground and create a second larger wave of damaging solar energy. If the wave hits a scorched target, they ignite. Consecration is one of my favorite abilities in the game, and I'm so excited that it's a part of the Prismatic subclass. It hits like a bus, and the ignitions can stun unstoppable champions. What can I say? The only thing I love more than hitting really hard is really hard hitting explosions. Moving to our fragments, first up, Facet of Grace. Defeating targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus Transcendence energy. Defeating targets with your super grants you and nearby allies bonus Transcendence energy, minus 10 to resilience. Khovostov is a kinetic weapon, and its bouncy bullet hits multiple things multiple times, so this makes it perfect for building up our Transcendence energy. Next up is Facet of Purpose. Picking up an orb of power grants either Amplified, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or Overshield based on the damage type of your quick super, minus 10 to recovery. We're going to make it rain orbs, so this felt like a good choice. Now, like I said, I use Thunder Crash, but if you wanted to use a different super for a desired effect, go right ahead. Next, Facet of Ruin. Increase the area effect of solar ignitions plus 10 mobility. I like my explosions big, that's what she said. Next is Facet of Dominance. Kinky. Your arc grenades jolt targets, minus 10 to discipline. We are using the pulse grenade, so this applies, and since it jolts, we can now stun overload champions, which is always nice. Finally, we have Facet of Justice. While Transcendent, your ability final blows explode, plus 10 to intellect. We're going to be able to go Transcendent a lot, so why not cause multiple explosions? Now, I will recommend the Facet of Dawn for harder content, so you can get Radiant easier, but we're still going to be able to access Radiant with our mods. Speaking of the artifact mod, the main 4 mods you want here are Radiant Orbs. While you have a Solar or Prismatic subclass equipped, picking up an Orb of Power makes you Radiant. This fits with the main goal of the build, which is orb generating, and while Radiant, our weapons do 25% more damage, and they gain anti-barrier, so now Khovostov can deal with barrier champions. The next mod is Galvanic Armor. While you have an Arc or Prismatic subclass equipped, incoming damage from combatants is reduced while amplified. We'll be amplified all the time due to knockout and punching stuff, so we get 30% damage resistance. Punchy equals tanky equals more punchy. Next is Shield Crush. While you have Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or Avoid Overshield, your melee recharges faster and deals increased damage. While you have Amplified or Radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. Thanks to Prismatic, you can tap into multiple elemental buffs at the same time. With this, your recharge rate is buffed 20% and your abilities do 25% more damage. And I want to point out that if you want to use something like the new Twilight Arsenal Super, you can gain access to Overshield, making your melee hit even harder. Finally, we have Transference. Gain increased grenade and melee damage while Transcendent. Weapon final blows while Transcendent refund light and dark energy after Transcendence ends. Like I said before, we'll be Transcendent a lot, and this buffs our abilities by 10% on top of everything I just said. This makes our punches into full-on mini nukes. It is so good to be a Titan right now. Moving on to our armor mods, on the head we want Hands-On for more super energy on melee kills, Ashes to Asset for more super energy on grenade kills, and Kinetic Siphon so Khovostov can make orbs. On the arms, Heavy-Handed for orb generation, Momentum Transfer so our grenades can help us get our melee, and Impact Induction so our melee gives us our grenades. On the chest, Emergency Reinforcements to increase our survivability, and Charged Up to give us more armor charges. On the legs, Absolution for ability energy on orb pickup, Recuperation for health on an orb pickup, and Invigoration for a pinch more melee energy on an orb pickup. By the way, take a shot every time I say the word orb pickup. And finally, on the class item, Reaper for more orbs, and 2 powerful attraction mods so when we use our class ability, we can slurp up orbs from a distance. With all of these pieces, you get one hell of a build, and it really shows what Prismatic can do. 3 Consecration Slams and Severing due to Frenzied Blade, Amplified and Jolting due to Knockout and Pulse Grenade, and Orbs galore, thanks to our mods and good old Khovostov. And did I mention that you hit things really hard and they explode, and you can stun all 3 types of champions? I love this build. It flows well and feels good to use. But now, I have to talk about the most important aspect of any Destiny build. Part 4, the fashion. This is my outfit, and I love it. I have been using this as my main Titan look for a while now, and I thought it was appropriate to put in this video. I love being a Titan, but I'm not always a fan of how bulky the armor can be sometimes. I love how sleek this outfit is. I've always been more into leaner looks, you know? And Khovostov is more of a realistic type gun, so I wanted to give it a bit of that tactical flair with the bullets and pouches everywhere. I used the Moonfane X7 helm from the Prophecy Dungeon because I love the horns and it reminds me of a Gundam, and I used the Virtuous Plate for the chest because I love the collar and the overall shape, and the lining on the abdomen kind of goes together nicely with the augmented Auspice ornament for Synthoceps. And I wrapped it all in the refurbished Black Armory shader to turn the lights red and match Khovostov's gunmetal color. It's a bit edgy, I know, but I like what I like. I think it's powerful, yet flows. Kind of like the build if you think about it. So henceforth, this build will be known as the Chimera. Because in order to kill gods and monsters, you must first become a monster. So go now, Guardian. Use all your powers together. Amplify, ignite, and jolt your enemies, and strike them with the power that only a Titan can. So, that's the build. Tell me what you think. Do you like my loadout? Do you like my outfit? Do you have any suggestions? As always, talk to me in the comment section below. If you don't know what to say, how about orbs? That feels right. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Sorry for a little bit of the break, but life stuff is happening and I wanted to focus on enjoying the final shape. But I'm back now and more builds are on the way. So if you want to see more of them, check out my playlist right here. And if you're a fan of the lore of Destiny, I do lore readings right here. Another thing, feel free to check out my big montage video celebrating the release of the final shape. I worked really hard on it and I thought it was pretty cool, so check that out here. If you do me a favor, beat the subscribe button with a sack of nickels. And yeah, I gotta go head out and get back to work on videos and all that. So, I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see all of you beautiful monsters next time.